Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on WakeUpCallDT.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on MixLR.com/WakeUpCallDT, as well as on Facebook Live on Facebook.com/Live Now DT. I appreciate you all, and I thank you all for being here and hanging out with me where sports meets life on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope that you are enjoying your week, enjoying your Friday, taking care of yourself, and being good to each other. I want to get to a few of the comments that we had here before we jump into lead, because I want to make sure that people know that they are heard. So Russ said, "Preach, brother." Kristen said 100% correct. By the way, happy birthday to Kristen once again. I know your birthday's right after mine. And my guy Jason was recently too, so God bless you both, and I love you both. Tammy said absolutely. Tammy said the social dilemma on Netflix. Support your thoughts. So much truth, so much hate. Yeah, I heard that I should watch the social dilemma. I did see that. Russ said we have so much in common. I've never discussed politics on Facebook, and yet I've been in politics for 15 years. I feel the same way you do. I don't like negativity on Facebook. Thank you. You're welcome, Russ. Thank you for everything. Russ said respect and kindness no matter what your views on politics. Thank you, sir. And then Tammy said, nice job, Dan Tortora. So thank you for that. You know, see, we can have conversations about what's coming up, and we can have conversations about the political world without being political, with just being really good human beings who love each other. So, you know, the only way we get through this is together. So let's do that. And let's love each other up and be good to each other, okay? It's not whose team are you on. This isn't, this isn't the NBA Finals. This is, we should be on the same team here. So much love to everybody in America. I hope you're staying safe and staying well. Much love to people all over the world, including my family and, in Spain and Italy and the Sudan. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope that you're well. And so with that being stated, we are in Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver with Juanita Ward, proudly brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero. Today, we are focusing on not letting yesterday's pain and yesterday's worries follow us into today. It is something that it's a work in progress. I know for me, it's something that has not been the easiest thing to do in my life, but it's something that I proudly have worked on and continue to work on. So with that being said, let's bring in Miss Ward. Juanita, how are we doing today?
Hey, Dan. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you? I know you said it's sunny down in Mississippi. It is beautiful
Yes.
and sunny up here in Syracuse. So what can you say about life down there in Mississippi? How's it going? And have you been able to get back to practice?
Yes, everything is going pretty good here. I'm just super ecstatic and excited. Once again, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I'll rejoice and be glad in it. Because the joy of the Lord is my strength. And so I wake up every single day, not to be perfect, not to be heard, but I wake up every single day so that I can do God's will, and that my presence will, just permeate someone, that, a smile or a kind gesture will really get someone thinking. I really believe that this is exactly where we need to be at this time, to really show our blemishes, to really show what's been covered, to really show, the face of who we are. And it's always a good time. It's always a good time to change your mindset. It's always a good time to realign, readjust, and redefine. And I'm just so excited to actually be here in this moment right now, man. And, things are going really good right now for us. The atmosphere is good. The environment is good. And I'm just a firm believer that God is good.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else that's going to be able to change me from that. And so I'm super excited, Dan. Man, look, I woke up this morning not to just breathe. I woke up this morning not to just get up and walk. I woke up this morning not to just say I'm awake. I woke up this morning because God still has a purpose for my life. God still has a calling. And so I plan on leaving out the door today with my full armor on and protected to go out and do what God has called me to do. I know for sure it's to keep that smile and make sure that somebody else sees the love of Jesus Christ through the smile. So I'm excited, man. And it is sunny.
Yeah.
And that's a huge plus.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, like, I think it's sunny in our hearts, sunny in our minds, believing, at least for me, and I tell people all the time, like, you believe in what you want to believe in. You come to this show. I am here. I'm always here. And no matter what anybody believes, no matter what religion, what background you are, I appreciate you. Or if you don't know where you're going or what you want to do, I appreciate you. I send my love to you, and I send my hope to you. Me personally, I believe that, when you believe in God, when you believe in Jesus, when you believe in the Holy Spirit, when you believe in, the goodness that is God and that comes from God, we are always sunny. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, it's sunny outside, but when people, when I see people get up and complain, right? They're like, oh, it's cloudy. Oh, it's rainy. Oh, it's snowy. And I tell people all the time in Syracuse, if you hate the snow, you have a choice. Like, you live here. You have a choice. It's not like somebody changed you to the ground and told you that you have to look at this white stuff come out of the sky every day. Like, you live here. It's going to snow. It's going to snow potentially 6 months, half of the year. That's just how it is. So I tell people all the time, if you don't like it, change it. So my reality is that when it's cloudy outside, I got God. When it's sunny outside, I got God. When it's snowing like a mother, I got God. When I don't understand what the weather is because we get 4 seasons in one day in Syracuse, I got God. When my allergies are driving me nuts because the seasons are changing every other day, I got God. And I think that what you're getting at, Juanita, this morning is you're always smiling and you're always showing God because it's always sunny when you believe in something good, true, beautiful, that has your back no matter what.
That's 100% true, Dan. There's a scripture that I stick to all the time. All things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. So in every single thing, in every single situation, in everything that I do, no matter if it's a good situation or a bad situation, I'm always thankful. Because in order to be successful, you have to be able to go through the pruning process. In order to be a winner, you have to know what it feels like to lose. I had someone that I dearly love, to send me a good quote, and I'm saying to myself, this has to be the best thing in the world, because most people would not truly understand what this really means. And I'm sitting here going, wow. So this quote was sent to me, and check this out, Dan. Right?
Yeah.
So it says this, and this is by Damian Lillard, I believe. Or actually, he reposted this. And so it says to win, you got to lose. To be successful, you got to have something that's not successful. To be happy, you got to have disappointment. And I'm saying to myself, wow, I have had all of those.
Yeah.
I've had all of those opportunities. I've had an opportunity to lose. I've had an opportunity to not be successful. I've had an opportunity to have disappointment. And in the process of all of that, I've been thankful. I've been grateful. I've never allowed the situation to overtake who I am. And I've never allowed, that disappointment yesterday to be brought into my today. Because what happened yesterday is called the past. There's nothing that I can do about it. I can't bring it into my today, because if I allow yesterday to affect my today, then my tomorrow won't be better. Because I'm still going to be thinking about my 2 days ago. I'm still going to be thinking about my past. And anytime we carry something over into the future, you don't have an opportunity to grow from it. You don't have an opportunity to stretch yourself from it. What you're doing is you're carrying dead weight into the future that doesn't need to be attached to you. And when you have allowed yourself to drop the dead weight, you'll lose weight. You'll have a better smile. You'll have a better attitude. And you'll see the growth that you've had to grow from that. What we tend to do, and we're human, and human carry a lot of emotions. And if something doesn't go necessarily the way that a human believes that it should go, and it's not their perspective, what they tend to do is hold on to it until they can get it right. And if we really think about this, Dan, right, and the reality of it, it's not about who's right and who's wrong. It's not about, trying to figure out, if that situation is really the main point or not. It's about the purpose of the point. It's about the principle of the point. My mom has this quote in her house that says, determine what is right instead of who is right. And I'm sitting there going, that is the most, and it's two penguins looking at each other.
Yeah.
Right? And it says, determine what is right instead of who is right. And the reality of it is, we carry as humans so many emotions on situations or words that other people have said instead of trying to figure out the purpose and the goal in which we need to obtain. Now, did you hear me, Dan? Like, we try to figure out if that person is wrong, if that person is right. What's the goal here? Like, what are we arguing for if we can't come up to an agreement of what's at stake? If we can't come up to an understanding of what the purpose is, why hold on to past experiences and bring them into your present future, into your present day, and then carry them over into your future? You've not stressed yourself. You've not grown. Only thing you've done is carry dead weight into your future. And it's like, really? Now you've moved into a higher place, into a higher opportunity, carrying the same stuff. The reality is, leave it there. Drop it there. You can't do anything about yesterday. Yesterday is in the past. Today, you have to live right now. You have to affect right now. You have to believe right now. You have to change right now. And right now, you have an opportunity to realign, redefine, readjust, and refocus yourself right now. You can't do anything about yesterday. But what you can do is you can say, God, I thank you for allowing me to go through that, because now it stretched me and made me stronger for today. Dan, I'm telling you, you can't do anything. It's the past. We said this before. Stop looking backwards and continue to look forward. I've never seen a person walk backwards and still make it across to the other side. You can't look backwards and drive. You got to look forward. You got to keep your eyes going forward.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and we talked about it before. You can't drive backward. I mean, I guess you can for a little while, but the reality of it all is, you're not going to drive backward as successfully as you drive forward, and you're not going to get that far, and it's going to take you a lot longer, even if you get there. And the reality of it all to me is, I have been a person who's lived in the past. I've been a person who, something happened on a Monday, and, 3 Mondays later, I'm still going, well, we got to fix what happened on that Monday. You can't fix what happened on that Monday. It happened. You could be better. You can rise. You could try to do things, a little bit differently and move forward. But the reality of it all is what happened is what happened. And, somebody said something to me that I thought was really, really amazing recently here. And it was said from a friend to me. And the three of us are all friends. And so Rudy said it to Evan. Evan said it to me. And, this, you can use this for, a guy or a girl. We were talking about like relationships and stuff. And Evan said to me, he said something that compelled me, that really got to me, that Rudy said to me was, if a girl wants if she wants something to happen, she'll make it happen. Like if you're sitting here going, I don't know if she likes me. I don't know if we're right for each other. I don't know if she's going to be with me. If she wants it to happen, she'll make it happen because she wants it. And you can use that with a man too. If they want to make it happen, they'll make it happen. We've had friends before where it's like, I wish they did this. I wish they did that. We had parents before, I wish they did this. I wish they did that. We've had girls and guys that we like, I wish they did this. I wish they did that. But the reality of it all is if somebody wants something to happen, they're going to try to make it happen. They'll tell you, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But then when it comes to somebody that they really care about and that they really, or a job they really want or somewhere they really want to go, it works. And we try to figure out, well, why aren't this? Why isn't that? The people that want to be in your life will fight to be there. The job that believes in what you can do and sees your resume and appreciates your interview, that really appreciates who you are, they will call you. The team that knows that you are a catalyst and an important part of the team will want to keep you and not trade you away. That is reality. And I feel like we focus so much on, yeah, but if I went back in the past and I did this, and if I went back in the past, if somebody wants something to happen, they're going to try to make it happen. They're going to try to bring it about. And I think that we function in this what-if world, and unfortunately, when we don't have a job or we're single, and in situations like that, we find instead of moving forward, Juanita, what do? We go, I could go back to this relationship. I could go back to this job. I could go back. And then somebody in your life that loves you dearly will remind you and go, yeah, but that's not good. That's not good for you. Remember what happened there? Remember this person screamed at you? Remember that job? Remember how every time you came in, you did something, they put more on you, they didn't respect you? The past is there to teach us. The past is there to let us know what worked and what didn't. And if somebody wants something to work, we need to understand that sometimes silence is all we need to hear. And I think that we learn a lot from those moments. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff, but I have learned in my personal life that when I went to leave, before I started my company, when I went to leave a job and I told my boss, like, these are the things that I want to change. These are the things I work for. This is what you promised me. I had one person promise me something. Promise me. And I went above and beyond any expectation I think they had of me because my expectations of myself are high. And they looked at me and said, "You're good where you are." And I said, "Pardon me?" He said, "We like you where you are. We're going to keep you where you are." I said, "Yeah, but you promised me." And he just sat at his desk and continued to work and ignored me, looked up. "Nope, we're good. We're good where you are. We like you exactly where you are. We want to keep you as this plant in this tiny, tiny, tiny little pot. You're never going to grow, but this is where we want you." And I remember in that moment being looked at going, "Yeah, no. Yeah, but you promised me. I don't care." I remember those moments. Because that was the last time I worked for somebody else. And I also remember the moments of, being in a relationship going, "Yeah, okay, we had a fight and I'm going to work it out." And I call her, she didn't call me back. And I go over to the house, be like, "Hey, can we talk?" "Nah, not today." "Okay, cool." And then I text her a week later, she don't want to. So, and then eventually you realize this person doesn't want to work it out. So living in your past and going, "Yeah, well, that boss 10 years ago, he said da-da-da-da-da to me, and that girl da-da-da-da-da." No, those moments taught me something, but I don't live in those moments anymore. I am eternally grateful to the woman who slammed the door in my face, because if not for that, I would definitely have not kicked myself into the high gear and to be who I am today. I am grateful for the quote-unquote boss that lied to my face and wasted I don't want to say wasted my time, but that lied to my face. Because I was going to start my company at 30 and I started it at 26. So without what they did to me, I wouldn't have got on this path 4 years earlier, which is obviously where God wanted me to be. So I think in life our past is supposed to teach us, but we can't live in those moments and continue to harbor that anger when that boss said that rage when this person did that sadness when that person said no. We have to let go of the emotion, but we have to learn from the lesson.
That's so true, Dan. Most certainly, learning from the lesson is a humongous growth process. Most certainly, being able to take no's, being able to have doors slammed in your face, being able to have people tell you that you will never amount to or succeed in what you want to achieve. When we were growing up in our kindergarten classes, the teacher would always say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Right? And I remember my teacher always being an older lady and, having really, really a really good personality and a really caring heart. And my teacher was that teacher you could just really go, "Oh, I need to go to the get some tissue," and she would go, "I'll wipe your nose for you." And she was just so caring and so loving, right? And you hear this lady say all the time, "What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up?" And at an early age, right, we start fantasizing, we start visualizing, we start trying to put together different, characters that we want to be, because we've watched Superman or we've watched Batman or we've watched, Wonder Woman, or, your parents told you that you're going to be the best superhero in the world because there's no other person in the world like you. There's no other person that's like you. And they've instilled in you that you are strong, that you are powerful, that you are mighty because you serve a good God and because you are covered. So you can be anything you want to be in the world. Only thing you have to do is see it to believe it. And you see this quote in your kindergarten class every single morning. Be who you want to be. If you see it, you can believe it. And you're saying, and you say to yourself as a young age, "Oh man, I want to be a police officer. I want to be the president of the United States. I want to be a preacher. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a judge. I want to be this. I want to be that." And it goes on and on. And then you have some kids in the classroom that say, "I want to be a superhero," and then everybody goes, "Ah ha 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 ha." And that kid that said something totally different than what everybody else said, they started laughing at that kid. Yeah. Because that kid said that he or she wanted to be a superhero. So at an early age in kindergarten, you start to learn how to take adversity. You start to learn how to be different. You start to learn how people in life are going to respond because of who you are. Now, when you left the house, your mother and your father told you, you are different. You're not normal. You're not like everybody else. You do have a great personality. You are strong. You are mighty. That you will not be the same as everybody else. And when people laugh at you, you turn the other cheek. Don't worry about what they're going to say because you're different. And everybody in the classroom say that they want to be something that's just like the other person. But then that one person says, "I want to be a superhero." And everybody starts laughing at them. Everybody starts saying, "Oh, no, you're not. You're not going to be you can't be a superhero. You can't do those things. You can't fly." But that kid is not saying that he or she wants to fly. That kid is saying that they want to be something special in this world, and they don't want to be like the next person. So every other kid continues to laugh. Dan, the reality of this is, in today's world, we have that same thing that's going on from kindergarten. People are still laughing at superheroes. People are still trying to condemn superheroes. People are still trying to put down superheroes because that superhero does not think the same way that everybody else thinks. That superhero believes that he or she can continue to succeed and supersede everything that they want to achieve because they keep putting their foot forward. They keep pressing forward. They don't look in the back. They don't say, like you said, Dan, "Well, because you said that I'm never going to succeed, because you said as the boss that you have your finger on my head and you're not going to let me go up further and past you, because, Dan, you stood up and you said that I still have a vision of where I want to be, and you were the kid, Dan, in the class that said that you were the superhero, and everybody laughed at you, and now look where you are." Why? Because you didn't allow those negative words to affect who you are. When we wake up and really realize who we are and what we can achieve and what we can obtain in this world, we will stop looking in the past and we will press forward to our mark because we know that we have to go through tests and trials, Dan. We have to go through negative words. We have to go through people slamming doors in our face. We have to go through those things because when you were called to do something that supersedes anybody else's expectation, they will not like it. Dan, I can't tell you how many people told me that I was never going to write a book, that I was never going to amount to the goals that I had set for myself. And I look into my mother's art gallery, and I look into my mother's art room in her house, and she has all of these awards that I've achieved. She has all of these people that I've had an opportunity to meet, that someone has taken a picture and sent it to us. And I look back at that and I go, wow. I met a Vander Holyfield? Wow. Yeah. I met a senator? Wow. I met this president? Wow. I traveled to Ukraine. I traveled to Israel. I traveled to Bulgaria. I would have never, ever been able to do that, Dan. Why? Because I came from a small town called Bolton, Mississippi, where there's only one stop sign. We don't have a street light. We have one stop sign. And guess what people told me? That I would never make it out because of that dirt road, because your house is crumbling down, because people don't believe in you, and you guys aren't going to make it because you don't look like everybody else. But Dan, I stood up and I said, you know what? Forget what you're saying. I'm the superhero. I'm going to make it. So if we stop dwelling on yesterday and keep our goal, keep our mind focused on our vision, then we'll stop allowing other people to determine our future. That guy didn't determine your future, Dan. Guess what? You started your own business and you did it early. You didn't do it at the time you wanted to. Why did you do it early? Because God knew that it was going to happen. So he was pruning you throughout the whole process. That's what's happening now. When we go through different things in our life, you have to look at it from a positive perspective. I know it may hurt, but you have to see it from a positive perspective. Sometimes in order for us to get to the next level in our life, we have to go through a pruning process. Plants do not just grow. Roses do not just pop out and they're inside the store and people just go, oh, I want to buy that. That rose had to go through a pruning process to get to the beautiful rose that you buy for your wife, that you buy for your daughter, that you buy for your grandmother. That rose had to go through a pruning process, and throughout the process, that rose had to shed some layers, and it had to really go through a surface that was so hard that didn't really want it to come in there. But guess what? Someone had to plant the rose so that the rose can pop up and become a beautiful bouquet. Man, what we go through in life, man, it's not always there to hurt us and beat us down and take us to the lowest of low. What we go through in life is a pruning process that's going to help us grow and that's going to stretch us. If we can't go through it, we'll never be able to succeed it. Your job is not to just get to, the top and stop. Your job is to supersede where you want to be.
Yeah.
I have this saying, Dan, a vision surpassing excellence. I have a vision, but I want my vision to surpass my excellence. And in order for me to get there, I have to go through something. Dan, I got excited, man, because I felt like somebody needed to hear that encouragement. I love this topic. I really, really do, man. I love this topic, man. And I'm telling you, if we would just stop thinking about yesterday and move into now, then we would do exactly what Hebrews 11:1 says. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Where is your faith and how strong is it? If it isn't that strong, sharpen it by simply just believing that that everything will work out, because all things work together. Not one thing that happened on this earth, not one thing will slip past what you're supposed to do. It's all going to work together. In some form or fashion, you're going to have an opportunity to look back and say, man, had I not went through that, I would have never had this.
And everything you just said, and like you said, you're so passionate about it because you feel like somebody needs to hear it. And I'm sitting here going, yeah, I mean, like, I loved hearing it. And I love that. I love that seriously, today is 6 months. Today is 6 months. Today is 180 days consecutive of doing at least 10,000 steps a day. 6 months and some change ago, I went through heartache and heartbreak. I talked to you about it. It knocked me down. And in the last 6 months, I determined what I will allow to happen, what I will allow the past to do, what I will allow worry and doubt and all of that, if I would allow that in my life again. If I want to wake up today thinking about yesterday that made me really sad and upset. Listen, the reality is, okay, Rome isn't built in a day, right? You got to build up over time. Where I was 6 months ago, where I am today, is not the same. But I had to get here. And I got here by building blocks. I got here by having bosses treat me like garbage. I got here by doing the right thing, getting treated like it was wrong. I got here being moral, working for immoral people that I just couldn't work for. But I went out and I told the truth, and I did everything I could, and I did it to the best of my ability. I know what it's like to have a friend tell me, I got your back, and then stab me in it. I know what it's like to think that I have a friend forever, and the day that they walked out of my house and said, I'll see you tomorrow, I never did. I know what it's like to have somebody tell me, I lied to your face, and I'm okay with that. I know what it's like for somebody to tell me that believing in God makes me somewhat of a bad person. Not a bad person, but a person that they don't want to be around. And I don't even push it on anybody. I have met atheists. I've met agnostics. I've met, I'm close friends with people that are Jewish. And, it doesn't matter to me who you are. And I've accepted people for who they are. But they haven't accepted me. I had somebody come in my house one day and critique the fact that I had crosses in my house. And I had messages from God in the house. And I remember sitting there going, but you forgot one key thing about this place. It's my house. And I can put in my house whatever I want. And God is going to sit in this house whether or not you're in it. But God will be. And I mean, you people go through the anger side of it. And I understand that. We get angry, we get upset. But you have to let it go. You have to let that emotion and that go. You are who you are. And when you're wrong, be wrong, correct it. When you're right, be right, correct it. But waking up in the morning going, man, I had a pain in my gut yesterday about this breakup. Man, I had a pain in my gut yesterday about this job. Man, I had a pain in my gut yesterday about this friend. Man, I had a pain in my gut yesterday about whatever. You had a pain in your gut yesterday. If you keep stressing yourself out, that pain in your gut might be permanent. That pain in your gut might never go away. That pain in your gut might turn into an ulcer. That pain in your gut might turn into stress that takes down your life and takes you away from your focus. There is no woman or man that you break up with that has the right to keep the chains of your soul, your heart, your mind, or your body and drag it around where they want to. There is no job that has the right to take chains and latch them to your soul, your mind, your heart, or your body and pull you around. There is no race of people or religion or anybody that could take chains and put them on your soul, your mind, your heart, and your body and drag you around. Yesterday's pain does not need to be today's pain. Your friends, when they hear you talk about something that really bothers you, if you have friends that love you, they're going to listen to it. And you told them on Thursday. It's Friday now. Do you think that they want to hear the same thing today? Do you think your mom wants to hear the same thing today? Do you think that your dad wants to hear the same thing today? Do you think your preacher wants to hear the same thing today? You said it. We got it. And the more you talk, my mom always said this to me. She goes, the more you talk about something that hurts you, the more I see you in pain. And that was something that really hit me. She goes, Daniel, I know you're hurting. I know you're sad. I know you're confused. But we talked about this. We talked about this. And I don't want to hear you talk about it again today. Because I don't want to see my baby hurt. I don't want to see my baby sick. I don't want to see my baby down. Me sitting here and talking about going, this ex did this, and this guy did this, and this is that. That's not going to do me any good. But what did I learn from it? Instead of talking about what yesterday did to you, talk about what you did today. Because my yesterday, 6 months ago, kicked my tail. And then I decided to start walking. And now it's been 6 months. It's been 180 days. I didn't think that I would do it for 1 day. 1 day, 1 hour. It's 180 days. It's 6 months. My 200th anniversary is in November. I've already figured out a path in my house so that if it's snowing and it's not like really the greatest to go outside, I've figured out a path in my house to jog where I can consistently and pretty efficiently get to 10,000 in good time. So what once was I can't became I am, became why wouldn't I, became wow, I'm proud of that. I am a living, breathing example of I went down the same path over and over and over again. I was concerned about my yesterdays. I was concerned about my pain and my worries. And I talked and I talked and I talked and I talked it to death. And I consistently focused on what hurt me, what brought me down. Wow, that boss did that. Wow, that ex did that. Wow, that person said that. Wow, that total stranger on Twitter said that. They don't even know me. And it was like, yes, Daniel. Yes, but who knows you? God. Who knows you? You. You know what I realized on my birthday? If God cut into a 20th the people that were there for me on my birthday, I'd still be overblessed. If God took everybody else away and just left me with my mom, I'd still be overblessed. If God took everybody away and left me with Ross, I'd still be overblessed. Left me with Evan, I'd still be overblessed. Left me with my girl Juanita, I'd still be overblessed. If God took away 5 pieces of my job and left me with one of them, I'd still be overblessed. If God said there's a zombie apocalypse and it's you and Lily versus the world, I'd still be overblessed. So if I've learned anything in my life, you count your blessings, you count your blessings, you appreciate your moments. And if you spend your life watching the clock, if you're going to count anything, count your blessings, don't count time. Because if you spend your life watching the clock, you know what I can promise you? The clock will always continue to run. But if you spend your time counting your blessings, you're the one doing the running. You're the one doing the jogging. You're the one doing the work. You're the one becoming better. You're the one moving in the right direction. Don't count time. Count your blessings. Don't count how many friends you have. Think about the quality of them. Don't count how many people you dated. Think about what it taught you. Don't think about how many people are viewing your show or how many people are sitting in the stands of the game. Think about the quality of the people and know that when I wake up in the morning and I go, oh, Matt's here. Oh, Russ is here. Oh, my mom's here. Oh, Greg's here. The people that come here every day. Juanita looks in the stands and goes, oh, Bob's here. Oh, Stacy's here. Oh, Samantha's here. Oh, Tim's here. Man, they show up to every game. We're 0-12 this year, and they still cheer on. We're 12-0. Count your blessings. If you're going to count anything, don't count time and don't count quantity. Count your blessings. Appreciate what you have. And if yesterday, what do they tell you in sports all the time, Juanita? Don't let one loss turn into two. Don't let the loss that you had yesterday follow you into today. Because you will lose again because you're not focused. And just like in life, you can't let your ex-girlfriend take down the girl that's coming. You can't let your ex-boyfriend take down the guy that's coming. You can't let the bad job take down your hopes of a good one. You can't let that bad experience on a plane make you never fly again. Your wings were meant to soar. God, and I tell people all the time, God did not wake you up today to complain. God did not wake you up today to be worried. God did not wake you up today to be angry and hateful. He did not wake you up today to work against him. He woke you up today to look up, say thank you, smile, and go get what you want. Respectfully and justly. I can promise you that I do not believe that God wakes us up for any other reason than to say, you know what? I hope you have an awesome day today. And you're not going to take care of the pain that's happened to you overnight. But I can promise you that the nights get longer and they pile up when every single night you think about the pain. Your focus on the pain will never make it go away. What do they say? That if you focus on worrying, it never stops it. If you're a doctor and you go, wow, you're bleeding. Well, you're bleeding a lot. You should be worried about that bleeding. That bleeding might kill you. Oh my God, look at the worry. Look at the bleeding. You're going to bleed out. The doctor doesn't do that. The doctor goes, oh my gosh, okay, that's what's happening. Okay, grab me this, grab me that. All right, let's go into the room. Sweetheart, you're going to be okay. And we're going to give you this anesthesia. And when you wake up, hopefully you won't feel a thing. You can't focus on the problem. You got to focus on the solution. And it is so hard, and it's been a lifelong trek for me to not focus on yesterday's pain and yesterday's worries. But I can tell you 180 days in, this Dan Tortora takes care of Dan Tortora a lot better than I was doing. And I love him back then, and I love him now. But the person that I have chosen to be today is handling life a heck of a lot better. And I don't know what more there is to say than to know that focusing on pain and worry will never, ever make it go away. But focusing on yourself and loving yourself and what you're going to do from here and focusing on something bigger than you that I believe is God, you're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. And I will never let a human being or a situation or something outside of me dictate my happiness for the rest of my life. Because I know what it's like to give that up, and I know that I can never do that again.
Whatever you dwell on, Whatever you continuously talk about, whatever you continuously think about, that's who you will become. My grandmother told me that a long time ago. Whatever you talk about, whatever you continuously think about, whatever you continuously do, that's who you're going to become. You have to be able, we as people have to be able to let go, release things, and move forward. And when we do that, the joy will come. The smile will come. Because one thing I know is that in order for a car to go, the car has to run out of gas in order for us to fill it back up so that it can keep on going. And if you think about that, it's actually pretty cool. Because when the car runs out of gas, it's the car's indication to let us know that it's time to refill. It's time to refill. It's time to refill. Here's the reality, man. It's time to refill your life with joy. It's time to refill your life with thanksgiving. It's time to refill your life with a good environment. You can speak words that are going to make your environment so much better. Everything that happens in this world is based off of words. We accumulate so many different personalities because of words, because of things that someone else has said and things that we've said onto ourselves. The world was built off of words. God said in the beginning, says, let there be light. Boom, there was light. Here's the reality, man. We have an opportunity to say, you know what? Yesterday, you're in the past. Today, bring it on. Because whatever you have for me in this day, I'm going to do it with thanksgiving. I'm going to do it with a cheerful heart. I'm going to do it with a grateful heart. Even if it's something wrong, I'm going to be thankful. I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to be passionate enough to say, you know what? God, you're still with me. God, you still have your angels protecting me. God, you still have a purpose for me. But whatever you do it with thanksgiving. Do it with a thankful heart. Do it with a smile on your face. Because one thing I do know is that a soft word turns wrath. Do it with goodness and happiness. When you open the door because you want to do it, because you want to show somebody what it's like to just give a little love, right? If you go and all of you guys go to dinner today or go to lunch today, buy someone's meal. Because when you give a blessing, the blessing comes back to you in return. Whatever you continue to dwell on, whatever you continue to think about, if someone didn't do it for you, you go, oh, I ain't going to do it for nobody else. No, you have the opportunity to change the right now. What are you going to do with this opportunity right now? What are you going to do with this beautiful sunny day, this blessing? It may be raining where some people are. It may be extremely cold where some people are. Some people may be in a storm right now. But guess what? God still has you here, and he's still covering you, and he's still protecting you. And I can tell you this, love covers a multitude of things. Love, not hate, love, powerful, positive words will mend people together. But if we continue to talk hate, if we continue to believe in hate, if we continue to say, you know what, yesterday, I'm not going to be better today because of what happened yesterday, then you will never be. But if you think with a positive mindset, I will succeed. I will succeed. I will succeed. Everything that you want to achieve and attain, you will do it because you are telling yourself, I will succeed. No matter what storm is thrown at me, no matter what word curses are coming at me, no matter how many bricks you've thrown at me, no matter how many times a sledgehammer has been set for me, no matter how many doors has been slammed in my face, no matter how many people have said that I would never amount to anything, no matter how many times somebody has said that because of where I am, I will never grow and be successful. I believe it. It's not up to you to believe for me. I have to believe that I can achieve it for myself. If we can just think back to when we were little kids and the teacher said, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to achieve when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up?
Yeah.
And that kid said, I want to be a superhero. That kid was me. I said, I want to be a superhero, Dan. And guess what? At kindergarten, I didn't know what the world, what life was going to have for me. I didn't know how many bricks and stones and negative words, and I didn't know how much was going to be thrown at me. But you know what I did know? I did know that I wanted to be a superhero. And I did know that I wanted to help change someone's life. And I did know that I wanted to help make a difference in this world. And guess what? Every single day I thought about that. What you dwell on, what you think about, that's who you're going to become. My grandmother spoke those words years and years ago, and they're still ringing in my ears today. When someone speaks a positive word on you, it sticks with you. It is the best food that you'll ever receive in your life. It cannot surpass any food that we eat here today. We think that these steaks and we think that these mashed potatoes and we think that salad is the best thing since sliced bread. But I'm going to tell you this, when you get some positive words inside of you that waters the seed inside of you, and that seed starts to blossom, that is the best food that you can ever receive in your whole entire life, because you know that those words come with the most powerful thing, peace. Don't let anyone steal your peace. Don't let anyone steal your joy. Because when they steal those two things, you're left with an empty soul. If it's not but one thing you can say to yourself is, I can. I will. If you can't say but just those two things, I will. Be determined and be passionate in that, because yesterday cannot affect your today unless you do what Dan said, unless you allow it. You give the power over everything that you do. You have to allow things to happen in your life. You have to allow the situation to affect your peace. If you don't allow it to affect your peace, then you will succeed. Believe it. It's a declaration. It's a decree. I will succeed. That means that you can make it through anything in your life. And those 3 things have helped me. Those 3 things have helped me. Whatever I dwell on, whatever I think about, whatever I do, that's what I'll become. I will succeed. Love yourself. I love you, Dan, man. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this show, man. Yeah. It's a pleasure every single day, every single opportunity. I do not take it for granted. I pray for us to just touch one person. To me, it's not about the likes. To me, it's not about all the masses of people in the world that, will like the show. I don't care about all the followers. I don't care about millions and millions of followers. I care about affecting one person. I care about touching that one soul. I care about going to the gas station and seeing that one lady that I met 3-4 years ago, and she still has on the bracelet, and she still understands the words that were spoken then. That's what I care about, because now the words that God spoke through me to give to her are still permeating in her soul, in her spirit, till this day. Yeah. I care about that old guy, that older gentleman that when we was in Disney World and he wanted to sit down and nobody else wanted to give him a seat, and today him and I are still friends. That's what I care about. That happened 20-something years ago, 10, 20 years ago. That's what I care about. I don't care about all the follows and all the likes, because everybody may not get it. Everybody may not understand it, but I do care about the people that I affect. And when you know that you've affected a person, when you know that your words have been positive and that your words have changed someone's life, God always brings them back to give you a testimony of what you were allowed to do and what you did. That's what I care about. If we can affect one generation, if we can affect one person that's going to affect one generation, that's going to speak life into one generation, that's going to change one whole entire generation, then our job is complete. Because at the end of the day, I can't do it for the crowd. I can't do it for every single person to like us, because you know why? Everybody don't like what we're saying, and everybody don't like what we're doing. But guess what? We're the superstars. We're the superheroes. Because if we go with the masses, we're going to fall off the cliff. If we follow every other sheep, we're going to fall off the cliff. But Dan, I choose to follow the shepherd. I choose to follow the I am. I choose to follow the strong and mighty. And that's the Lord Jesus Christ. Because if I do what I'm told to do and what I'm called to do, God will always open the door that no man can open. God will always close the door that no man can shut. And I'm telling you, when we do that, Dan, we are living a life in the right direction, not the wrong direction. And anytime we come against a crisis situation, guess what happens? God always has a way out for us. There's always a ram in the bush.
And that is a beautiful, and you're right. And you said it, you said when people, when we were kids, it's like, what do you want to be? A doctor, a lawyer, an astronaut. Somebody's like, I want to be a velociraptor, like I want to be a dinosaur. But the reality of it all is, like, I said I wanted to be my mom could say this. I said I wanted to be a superhero. I wanted to be Spider-Man. I wanted to be my own superhero. I wanted to have wings like an angel. I wanted to do that. And you know what? I am a superhero. And you are a superhero. And as much as they say they don't want us
Thanks, Dan. Take care, man. Have a good one. Keep the joy.
All right, that coming from Juanita Ward here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You can get her book by going to Amazon, so make sure that you do that. Go to Amazon.com and type in I Can, I Will Succeed. You can get it for your Amazon Kindle digitally, or you could get the paperback as well. With that being stated, we're going to take a quick step aside. When we come back, Top Dog of the Week and Chad Mavity back-to-back on Inside of Ma and Pa's Popcorn.com's What's Poppin'. In the meantime, while we're on a fast break, go ahead and go to Ma and Pa's Popcorn.com and use the promo code DT20 to get 20% off your purchase to get your popcorn ready for today. My mom just said I'm her superhero. Well, then I achieved something, Ma. If I'm your superhero, then I've already won in the game of life. We'll take a step aside. We'll be back right after this. And you're my superhero, Ma, just so you know.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice for buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com. It would be a pity if they don't shop at Honda City.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Rd in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand butter chicken. We hand spin them milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life. That's a very, very different experience than you will have at any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.